Happy New Year. We'll get a little bit of relaxing in here before we dive back in. Now, yes, did we go through everything here? No, we didn't. Actually, yeah, let's just... Looks like a box of videotapes? That's my store of recordings of different magic tricks. I like to watch famous magicians perform tricks so I can study how they do it. It's like playing detective, watching the video over and over until I figure it out. Watching a video again and again sounds like the worst type of detective work. Magic is all about misdirection. It's really easy to make people focus on one hand while you do something with the other. Once you spot the sleight of hand, you feel like a genius. If Detective Hunt ever makes me do this, I'm going back to management. Fair, honestly. So, just to review. There, case file. Where are your profiles? Yeah. So far, the only new people we've picked up in this case is Bill. Bill. The director of the orphanage, close friend of Detective Hunt's. We're investigating his car accident, where the brakes were cut. Annie here, the landlady, or rather, she inherited the role of landlady. And she's also a very Maggie Annie card. Maggie Sean. I'll give you $10 if you guess the pun name there. And obviously, Ferris is here, who is, yeah, she's quite ruthless in an interrogation room. She's very overly polite and pleasant to deal with, but behind the scenes, she's a real shark. So yeah, she's here discussing business matters with the landlady. What's in all these boxes? Oh, those are just some car parts I'm saving for Meg. Her birthday's coming up, so I got her some parts to upgrade her ride. Aren't car parts a bit of a strange gift? Not to Meg. Her car means everything to her. She got an old rust bucket of a car for free, and she turned it into her biggest project yet. If memory serves me correctly, and I think it does, Meg was the, orphanage resident who, like, got a good ride in school, but and could go bigger places, but decided that her focus, her passion in life was, mechanics. But she's real good with cars. Like, you probably know at least 1.85 people like this in your life, statistically, who, like, find joy in tinkering with old mechanical stuff, and find joy in finding and, like, rescuing old, rusty mechanical stuff, bringing it back to life, tinkering with it. And so that's totally believable that she would find joy in this. Over the years, she's managed to completely rebuild it. Went from not running at all to running better than my own car. She was finally able to drive it for the first time about 2 weeks ago. There's nothing I could get her that she'd like more. Speaking of Meg, is she here today? Yeah, she's still working on Bill's car. What do you mean? She's been fixing it up in her free time since the accident. She's still missing some parts that Bill has to order, but she's been working on everything else in the meantime. You want to see her? She's in the garage. Sure. I'd love to meet her. Ooh, I better write down what she said. Ooh. I remember these magic tricks. I saw them all the time as a kid. They're pretty simple, but the kids still love them. Never hurts to practice the basics. Want to see one? Maybe after we finish this case. What a quaint little window. Whose car is that? That would be mine. That's yours? That's so modest. Figured you drive around some kind of expensive sports car or a 5-mile-long limo. She's smart rich, not gaudy rich. Do you also think I swim in a pool of gold in my free time? Well, never mind. Well, whatever. I'll write this down anyways. Quick little window. I wonder if this is a key to something in this case. Like someone meant to vandalize Ferris's car, but vandalize Bill's instead. Curious. I see you're interested in my magic box. Part of a grand trick I'm unveiling at my next show. What kind of trick? Magic card, I might say. The artist shouts off with his hands free, but suddenly they're tied up. She then steps inside while tied up in rope and walks out completely free. What? I want to see. Stop spoiling the fun. Don't boing, boing, boing. That is cute. That's the last time I show you a trick ahead of time. Don't blame me. Blame yourself. You didn't sign an NDA, so I am legally allowed to divulge this to the enemy. I don't want to see the trick. Still, you must be pretty excited about that show. I am. It's always been my dream to go on tour with my magic. Oh, but this is just a local show. With all my responsibilities here at the orphanage, I can't really get up and leave when I want to. Consider this show to be like a practice run. Hey. But let's see. You wouldn't know it by looking at it, but there seem to be some wheels hidden underneath it. Interesting. I can move it around pretty easily like this. Looks like the back of this cabinet is loose. I think she can get through here. What are you doing? You're ruining the magic. Detective can't leave any stone unturned, Miss Assistant. Oh, well. Too late now. Might as well add to the evidence. Like the cabinet's hidden door. Wheels underneath allowed to be moved. Okay. Wheels make sense. Hidden door also makes sense for the trick. So tricks to use these cards for? There's a special one I'd like to play with. There's a special one I like to play with the kids. We play poker and make their lunch money disappear. You gamble with kids? Only kidding. We just play every Friday for fun. No money involved. It's one day of the week they get to learn some real life skills. After all, if you know how to read a face, you can take on the world. That's a unique life skill. I mean, hey, it works. I can't remember if we talked about this before. Oh, okay. How are things back at the estate? It'll be different with Oliver and Chandra. They're gone. Our home is shaken, but we are recovering. We've already started the search for their replacements. In fact, my husband and I have already found a prospective new chef. We plan to interview them tomorrow. I see. How about Fee? It'd be quite the adjustment for her. You have no business to be discussing my daughter. Is she still upset with me? Understandable. Have a good day. You brought up before that Bill passed every audit. Do you happen to have proof of that? That kind of information is on a need-to-know basis. We need to pass a background check connected by... Well, I can tell you that he always paid his rent on time. Always for the orphanage's account. Never a penny short. Here, I can show you. Annie, you don't just give out information like that. I'm just trying to help. Ernest, your help's appreciated. It certainly does make our lives easier. This is the sort of thing Ferris wants to hide from us. It has to be important. Better write it down. The past month are paid on time for the orphanage. Okay. I don't know what I can make of that, but... Annie? Magical origins. So tell me, what got you into magic? Poker, of course. Poker? Yeah. I used to play with my family back in the day. Once I left, I didn't have anyone to play with till the kids came. Occasionally, my dad takes me into the basement of the Shady Club and I play poker. I help him play poker against shady opponents and win money. I heard they specialize in borscht. So I tell them all how to play one night, and now it's a tradition. And one night I decided to show them a card trick my dad taught me, and it was a hit! They kept begging me to show them more tricks, so I learned more. That's why I fell in love with the art, and stage magic was the natural evolution. Damn, that's hellwork. He's a natural. Got to see one of her tricks with Bill once, she blew my socks off. Literally. Not sure how she did that. Kinda terrifying. So what kind of magic can you do? I do plenty, but sleight of hand is my favorite. Care for a demonstration? Oh no, card tricks seem a bit too childish. Hey, a lot of work goes into these tricks, you know. Relax, Annie. You can't please everyone. Sorry, I didn't mean anything against you by it. I just don't really get it personally. What's your relationship with Bill like? In a professional sense, he's a great tenant. Never had any problems with him. He's always paid the rent on time, and he covers the maintenance. In return, his rent is dirt cheap. You won't find a better deal anywhere else in the city. Lucky Bill. landlord just raised my rent again. In personal sense, I consider him a good friend. He always runs by his plans for the orphanage with me, and I show him my latest tricks. Plus, having him around means I get to play with the kids. If it wasn't for Bill, I wouldn't have sold this place off a long time ago. Looks like they have a pretty good relationship. Alright. Good Bill's side of it, but why rent this motel to an orphanage? It's pretty simple, really. My family left me in charge of this place around 7 years ago. We all knew it wasn't going to last. Nobody really wanted a cheap room in this bustling city anymore. Then land prices went up and property tax along with it. Nobody really wanted a cheap room in a bustling city. Maybe I'm misreading that sentence, but that doesn't click. He just couldn't afford to keep this place any longer. Rising property tax? Yes, that does track. For 2 years, I was desperately looking for a way out. That's when I met Bill. Bill came to Eubank Investments looking for property for an orphanage. However, he couldn't afford to buy anything outright. We drafted an agreement where Annie would keep ownership of the motel, but with the Klaus Orphanage as the exclusive renter. So only the Klaus Orphanage can rent here. So long as they keep paying rent, the Klaus Orphanage can stay. I drafted the lease myself. It's more solid than liquid ginger and nettled tea. I actually have a copy of the lease here. You can take a look at it. I like you. You're very forthcoming. I do need to actually review your statement. Bill at 145. So 145. Actually, BG Turtles is interesting. That is a very interesting lead. Bill, 30. 130 to 155, they were occupied. Alright, need to go to your garage. Let's actually pop outside. Me and Bill seem pretty close. You come see him often? From time to time when I get the chance. I'm not as close as we used to be. One of the things about being older is that you see your friends less. Yeah. Can't remember the last time I met with my old friends from high school. We should get together with them again. In any case, how come you never decided to help solve this case sooner? Seem like the type of guy to move mountains for your friends. I think part of me just forgot it was a crime. To me, it was an accident. Bill walked away with his car alive, and that's what matters most. Remember, it's Detective Swift's case to solve, not ours. Like Sue told us before, this is just our cover. Cover or not, I can't just leave this unsolved. Maybe I could talk to Sophie. This card is quite the character. Seems to care about the orphanage a lot. All my landlord cares about is that my rent is paid on an exact day. It's a unique situation. Maybe Bill found this place. I'd be a lot less frustrated with renting if I had a landlord like her. If you don't like your landlord, you can always find a better place. Have you seen apartment prices in this city? I need my pay to be double before I can afford anything better. With that, I would have to move back in with my parents. I'm with you there. That's the cruel reality of this day and age. I shouldn't have to be living like this, but that's what we're stuck with. Where are we going here? Doctor's office, landlady's office. Garage. I want to meet Meg. Oh, this is the garage, huh? It doubles as the maintenance room. I wonder if Meg's here. Hey, Ernst. Hey, Ernest. Oh, hello. What you doing here? Just here to check up on Bill. Want to know if his recovery was going well. Oh, coming as an assistant since the last time I was here. This is Justina Smith, my very own protege. By protege, he means I have to lug around all the evidence and drive him everywhere. That, my dear student, is how you learn. Nice to meet you, Justina. I'm Megan Kaneki. Would you just call me Meg? Nice to meet you, Meg. Oh, you work here? Yep. I do all the maintenance here. At the moment, I've been preoccupied with Bill's car. I'm a mechanic too, you know? Seem a little young to be a mechanic. You look the part. I'm perfectly old enough. I just turned 18. I just got a lot of talent. Even made this helmet myself. What you think? Cool, huh? Hold on. Aren't those supposed to cover your entire face? And yeah, like, that seems terribly dangerous and also seems like a welding helmet. Hey, it's still a work in progress. Looks great to me. Anyways, while we're here, we wanted to see if we could finally solve the mystery behind Bill's accident. You really don't think you should worry about it? It's just a harmless prank after all. Oh? Harmless? Bill could have died. I don't think it was meant to be that serious. What do you mean? Well, kids here get bullied a lot. Like just someone who wanted to mess with us and got a little carried away. I don't think any good is going to come out of making a big deal of it. Better just let it go. I understand how you feel, but Bill's my friend. Intentional or not, he could have gotten really hurt. I'm not going to rest until I solve it. Hang on, isn't it just our cover story? Why is he so into this all of a sudden? Well, whatever, I'll just go along with it for now. I want to know is what happened that day. Can you tell us where you were? No, I don't have much to say. I was working on Bill's car the day of the crash, just fine-tuning some things. Didn't notice any major issues, so I went on break at 1:45 p.m. By the time I got back, Bill was already at the car, and he took off. He had an issue with the brakes, and the next thing I knew, he had crashed into a tree. I made sure Bill was safe. Couldn't say the same for his car, though. It was in pretty bad shape. Working on fixing it up. Just waiting on a few more parts, it should be as good as new. Ah. Curious, so the culprit must have tampered with the car during your break. Brakes. I feel like I'll be saying those words a lot today. And my break's 15 minutes long, so that would have been plenty of time to pull it off. Still, that suggests to me that this was planned. Someone waited until they knew there wouldn't be anyone around the car. It would also mean that the culprit must have known the hours you work. Who knows about your schedule? I mean, it's not much of a secret. All the kids know, and so do Bill and Annie. See, I also do part-time work at a mechanic shop. My coworkers there know my schedule here as well. Damn. I can't believe she's doing so much at 18. You barely handled this one job, and I'm 4 years older than her. Doesn't seem like we'll be able to narrow it down with just that, then. Say, Meg, why don't we poke around here for a bit? I don't mind, but the accident was a month ago. I'm not really sure what you expect to find. We all have to talk about it. So how'd you end up becoming a mechanic? Funnily enough, from Annie. I moved in 5 years ago. I saw her working on her car. Turns out she'd been working with machinery since she was a kid. Started watching her and we bonded over it. I thought you were just a magician. She's both. Now she learned to make her own stage. Wow, she's handier than I expected. After getting the basics from her, I started learning more on my own. That's how I got here. Just wish Bill would be more supportive. Bill's a bit of a hard head, but he doesn't have love. Remember, Bill wants her to go to college. And she wants to do this. And honestly, good on for her. Good on for her. College isn't exactly the setup for success it used to be. And you can get plenty of value over trade work like this than the excess of debt you would incur by going to college yourself. This is perfectly valid. And Bill's a doll. Bill is a dingus. Just show him how happy this makes you, and he'll turn around. How would someone have messed up the brakes? Weren't you here all day? I have the garage unattended during my break. Perfect time for someone to come. Take my breaks over by my old room. And part of me really misses living here. I can't blame you. I moved out of my parents' place, but I visit them so often I forget I ever left. Oh, to be young. Back in my day, I couldn't wait to move out. Say that like you're an old man. You're still in your 30s. Yes, the force make you feel older. So what do you think of Bill? He's nice, if not a bit overbearing. He's always going on about school and church. But he loves kids and he loves what he does. Growing up here wasn't always easy, but it could have been a lot worse. Sounds like a pretty good guy. Yeah. He'll need to quit trying to make me go to college. He'll come around. It's hard for him to accept that college isn't for everyone. No, that is. My dad was the same way. With art school, of course. What was it like growing up here? Remember, Justina's parents are artists and pressed her to go to art school. She did not. Certainly a unique environment. It sure is. Looks to get used to, that's for sure. But I really like the other kids that were here. We were all sort of one big family. He was kind of a father figure to us. Still is, I guess. What'd you do for fun? Well, he didn't hear this from me, but sometimes he'd pull some pranks on Bill. It's harmless fun. One time I swapped around the wiring in his car. Got a look on his face when the AC dial started changing the radio? Priceless. Note to self, don't let Meg near the cruiser. Understandable. Alright. Poke you around. Car. What an interesting car. Take it this is Bill's car. Sure is. I'll have it fully repaired and back to its former glory soon. Aha. Thought you kept the original paint color. Still yellow as always. The thing always takes me back. Bill and I used to ride this baby for miles. I don't understand why you'd want a yellow car. It's hideous. What do yellow cars ever do to you? Where'd that voice come from? I never care about what's on the outside. It's the internals that matter to me. A good engine is what makes a car. And the engine on this one is a thing of beauty. They don't make them like this anymore. Still, this car looks great. I'd never be able to tell that it got into a wreck. You did a great job repairing it. What's left to do? Just waiting on a few more parts to come in. We've already paid you for all the work. This car's a classic, so it needs special parts that are hard to get. It's hard to find a good deal. Plus the parts take forever to show up. Write this down. Rare model, yeah, classic. Such is the case with repairing old cars properly. What a lonely looking box, all alone in the corner. Oh yeah, that's where I keep my spare rope. Rope? What do you need rope for? Comes in handy for a lot of things. It's good to have on hand. This one looks all short and frayed. Some of these other ones are all knotted together. Huh, that's weird. I could have sworn I still had a long spool of rope in there. Stuff is useless to me at that state. Guess I'll have to go buy some more. For now, I'll take note of it. Rope. Someone has used the rope. Got a lot of tools here. Yep, I got everything we need to fix this place up. Wrenches, nuts, bolts, chainsaws! They make trimming the trees way more fun. That sounds really dangerous. It's completely safe with this helmet. Maybe harder to see, but I don't have to worry about anything hitting my face. That makes it even worse. You need a digital you need a digital HUD on that. Oh hey, I remember this thing. What's it called again? It's called a dolly. I had one that I rode all the time as a kid. Take it to the top of the hill and then roll down. I never knew you were a daredevil. I was. Briefly. Then my sister ratted me out to my parents. So what do you use this thing for? Makes getting under cars a lot easier. Also nice to move heavy stuff around. Maybe using it like a toy was a bad idea. A little bit. Spray paint. What's with all the spray paint? Spray paint gets a bad rep, but it's cheap and versatile. I used this stuff a lot back in high school, so I'm a bit of an expert. It's like some of these are labeled. FN. Those belong to someone I used to know. Just throw them away. Did something happen? It's nothing. Write that down. FN. Hey, detective, a stepladder. Sure is. Let's move on. Hold on, it could be important. It's a stepladder. Was it never important? Says you. Maybe the stepladder is the key to solving the case. Oh, really? Love to hear your theory. Well, maybe they... No, that doesn't work. Why don't you think about it while we investigate? I think it's important, and we'll come back here straight away. Fine. If I'm right, you'll be a latte. If I'm right, I'll buy you a latte. It seems like a very one-sided bet. Excellent. Alright. I think we're done with you for now. Need to go here. Looks like no one's here at the moment. Just go explore the areas more and come back later. Alright. Meg seems like a pretty skilled mechanic, especially at only 18. I was 18, I didn't even know how to file my own tax returns. Everyone has something they're good at. Not to brag or anything, but I used to be the champion at the arcade. Really? I'd never have guessed.
Look to be deceiving, assistant. For example, you may just look like an unassuming clerk, but really, you're pretty skilled at detective work. I'd even run me out of a job. Only not as well as I have because of you. I'm not remotely qualified for this. Who says you can't get those qualifications? If I wanted to finally join the club, I'm sure you'd be great at it. That is, assuming Sue would let you go. I think I'll just stick with what I'm comfortable with. Paperwork is nice and safe. Fair. Alright. I haven't been to see you in a while. I don't have anything else to say. I think we need to start comparing statements. So, things looking up for me, didn't see you around. The parking lot, brakes failed, I crashed. Between Bill, Annie, and Megan. Megan went on break 155. Bill headed out 155. We took a break. I need to actually view my evidence here. FN. Frayed rope. Good motel in the garage. Car brakes purchased by Meg on the day of the crash. Ordered for pickup of a... Let's see here. I wonder if we need to ask Meg about the brakes, since there was a receipt for brakes. Obviously, we need to do this. Do you ever wear clothes that aren't green? Well, green suits me well. Plus, it matches my eye color. Hey, Ernest, have you ever seen her wear something different? Not even once. Hey, like you want to talk. Aw. Oh, he's already scratched that off? Alright. That's interesting. Oh shit, I don't think we can do anything here, but... Hey Bill, what do you think of my ID? Expiry date is coming up soon. Should really get it updated. Huh, really? Never pay attention to that sort of thing. Should really keep track of that. You don't want to get caught with an expired ID. Wasn't allowed on a plane once because of it. Now make sure to get it updated as soon as possible. Just a curiosity, but... Could probably... Alright. Let's go back to you. Oh, I don't actually have anything to do with you, but... 1:30 p.m. that day. It's 1:40. He showed off a trick. 1:50. Bill let it out. Your hair always looked more auburn to me than brown. Is there really much of a difference? Of course there is. Auburn hair leans closer toward red in color. I have to get my hair dyed, so I've experimented with all sorts of shades. Would you consider having your hair dyed, too? No thanks, I quite like my hair the way it is. I don't really think anything can gain from this. National Charity Standards. Money raised by class of charity can only be used directly for the orphanage. Wonder. Irrelevant. Understandable. But my ID. Oh, fair enough. Okay, yeah, I don't really think you need to find the right... Okay, I knew this would come into play somewhere. The whole picking up breaks on the day of the thing. As in, there's another chance for them to be tampered with. If we do this here... You know, Meg, Bill likes to keep a lot of receipts and records lying around in his office. I found this in his room. He ordered a brand new pair of brakes at 1:15 p.m., just before the accident. If there were any issues with the car, why would you order a pair of brakes? Uh-huh. Well, I'm surprised he still has that. Bill is pretty bad at throwing away things. Might explain why you ordered those brakes. Them do be the brakes. Well, look, I can explain. Updated statement. Updated statement. Those brakes weren't for Bill's car. I ordered them for my own car. Oh, we can contradict this already. Brakes had worn out from overuse. I must have left the receipt in Bill's room. Paid for the brakes myself. I'd show you, but I left my car at home. It still seems off. I should consider looking over his statement again. Okay, I'll do that right away. Gotta go back to the very beginning. No? She's building a new car. That might actually be true. Paid for the brakes myself. 2 weeks ago on the 10th. Okay. Two weeks ago was the 10th. This crime happened back in March. summary. Yeah, March. 5 weeks ago, March. 2 weeks ago, she finished her car. So the problem with the this piece of evidence we're trying to present here goes here. So you ordered a brake pedal to replace the previous one in your car? Bingo! The thing is, we talked to Miss Card. He said he finished rebuilding your car 2 weeks ago. The accident took place before then. You couldn't even drive your car yet. How would your brakes be worn out? Bonk. What are you trying to hide, girl? She did? Well, yeah, that's right. They were worn out, just not by me. Let me explain. She's starting to... The cars we're building already had brakes, but I found out they were all worn out. And he usually helps me with the parts, but she didn't have any brakes I could use, so I got them myself. I ordered them online, and then I went and picked them up when I got off work. See, it's really not a big deal. I just ordered things wrong. Got off work? Guess it does explain everything. Maybe she isn't hiding anything after all. I had brakes, found out they're all worn out. This was from 115. You yourself said you were working till 145. Unless the whole... Like, if you ordered them online, why would they... Maybe I'm overthinking that. Already had brakes, found out they all worn out. Didn't have brakes you can use, with them online. What was your statement? $30, $140, $155. So maybe. Bingo! This art seems... Hey, who the heck are you? Oh! Oh boy! You know this guy? I wouldn't forget. This little punk is Fry Noyle. Fry Noyle. Everyone calls him Doughboy because of his art. Vandalizes my dad's shop every week. Spread my art to a lot of places. What of it? Nickel & Diamonds Antiques. You know the store. Hey, you guys the ones who keep erasing art. Take your art away from our shop. Why do I find this oddly adorable? We do not sell baked goods, but your baked good graffiti is most welcome here. Mind build me in. Doughboy here runs around spray painting on various buildings. It's always desserts like cookies and cakes. I see. We also have our FN. So, Mr. Doughboy, we heard you were involved in a car accident last month. Now, the orphanage ring any bells? It's none of your business, pal. I'm afraid it is my business. I'm Detective Ernest Hunt. This is my assistant, Justina Smith. I'd like to ask you a few questions. Cops, no way, I ain't talking. Either talk to us here or at the station. Your choice. If you cooperate, we'll leave you and your pastries in peace. Fine, whatever. I'll talk. Alright, what do we got? I wanted to pull a little prank at that old orphanage guy. Figured it'd be funny. About 1:30, I jacked up the brakes in his car. Not much else to it. In and out, no trouble. One of you cops came by later to question me, but she kept insisting I didn't do it. Swift seemed to think otherwise. Curious. This little prank of yours could have killed a man. You should feel ashamed of yourself. What did you say, Greenie? Greenie? You little... Don't let him get to you. Right. Guess we have to question him now. This is going to be a long day. Cupcake. That's a pretty cupcake. You owe the dead some respect. Dead? Paid this cupcake in order of the 5th Street Big O Cupcakes. Made the best orphanage cupcakes this side of town. Until they closed last week. Taken away too soon. Was it really that good? Of course it was. That's why we honor their legacy. Rising costs cause them to sell their corporate chain. It's a struggle to keep a small business afloat these days. I really appreciate, like, the running theme of capitalism. Capitalism bad. Like, our overarching villains are a financial group with nefarious intentions, potentially committing embezzlement. We're here supporting an orphanage. We're mourning the loss of small business. Very apt. Big O Cupcakes will live on in our hearts. Oh yes, we're talking about rent. Rent, the landlord problem. Big O Cupcakes will live on in our hearts. I feel bad for the owners. Pie? Looks like a slice of pie. What kind is it meant to be? The best kind of pie. Chocolate. Chocolate? That's too decadent, even for me. Detective, what's your favorite kind of pie? Mine would have to be warm apple pie. My mom always baked those for her family. Me, a simple man, like a nice cherry pie. I want to make a cherry pie one of these days. I did make an apple pie last year. And it turned out, like, shockingly good. I feel like an apple pie is best when you slice your apples really thin. Layer them on. Great, now I'm hungry. Roll cake. What's this supposed to be? It's a roll cake, Greenie. Well, it's called those jelly rolls. Yeah, but this one doesn't have any jelly. Looking at all these sweets is starting to make me feel sick. Haven't you ever considered painting something else for a change? Why would you paint a salad? Just kidding. Think healthier, like some broccoli. No way, I hate broccoli. Only paint things that bring me joy, anyways. Hey, broccoli can bring you joy too. You have to cook it right. Yeah, roast it in the oven. There's a little olive oil, garlic, Parmesan cheese. You're cooking. Eclair. Why is this eclair so lifeless? Just an outline, Greenie. Haven't finished it yet. Outline? You don't really seem like the type to paint with a plan in mind. My art takes a lot of time and thought, Greenie. I wouldn't expect you to appreciate fine art. Fine art? It's spray painted desserts! Put a lot of consideration into every drop of paint. It all comes together to form a delicious masterpiece. I see. I wonder how it will turn out. Spray can? I want to talk about the croissant. So much spray paint. Put his initials on these cans, too. Thank you for the color RGB codes. C48E1C and 6040-3A. What the heck are you talking about? Those are the spray paint. Those are hexadecimal codes. What? Just a way of sharing color values. Pretty necessary for computers. Feeling me impressed? You figured it out just by looking at it. What can I say? I'm the daughter of 2 artists. Let's see how long it will take him to figure out what the numbers are. Let's see how long it'll take for him to figure out the numbers are on the spray paint. Alright. Pastries. Nice
see you're a fan of pastries.
Sure am. They're the perfect subjects. Round, soft, sweet. This is what humans are made to eat. I prefer savory pastries myself. Savory? Savory pastries are for cowards. I see. He's very opinionated. Not a meat pie fan? Of course not. You don't strike me as British. I hear you were classmates with Meg. Are you two friends? Can't imagine my aunt would want to be friends with this guy. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe not. Never mind then.
Vandalism.
I can ask, why exactly did you decide to become a menace to society and vandalize people's property? Art has no boundaries. I ain't gonna let my creativity be stifled by a bunch of landlords. I know it's proper and legal. My works make a statement. You should be thanking me for making this dump of a city look better. Graffiti is not making the city look better. Says you. My pastries are beautiful. Just want to bring some life to all this boring concrete. Real talk though, you should go find like all the mom and pop bakeries and just make a deal with them and just decorate their exterior, because you can do some damn fine work. Just because you can't appreciate art doesn't mean other people can't, Greenie. Did you attend Whitehall Academy? Did you cheat on the entrance exam or something? Hey now, that's just mean. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? And what she means to ask is, why not pursue a career instead of a life of petty crime? I don't think I have ways of making money. Sometimes I auction off my art. Got my own little online fan base, the Doughheads. Oh, that's cute. You donate to me and stuff, keeps my heart going. Patreon.com/FryDoughboy. People are paying him to vandalize. That's ridiculous. Why would anyone want to donate to you? It tells us something. The Doughheads are tired of boring losers like you who try to gatekeep art. Spread the love and beauty of art and dessert. That's the motto of the Doughheads. That's amazing. Alright, can we question... I need to review your statement. Jack the Bank to score, 1:30. 1:30. We might be able to question you because Meg was... Yeah, we might actually be able to get something out of you. Yeah, immediately. Talked to the mechanic at the orphanage. She said she was working on the car until 11:45 p.m. 1:45 p.m. You could have tampered with the base at 1:30. She would have seen you. That is not helping. Now you called me a liar? I ain't calling you a truther. Meg's a liar. Always changing her mind whenever it suits her. No one said her name. You know what? We've got nothing else to talk about. Cop. Do you know Meg? I ain't telling you anything. He's hiding something. Just need to force it out of him. Force it out of him? Way to prove Fry and Meg know each other. Then evidence. Go to that. Found a spray can from the garage Meg works at. So what? Just a can. See the FN there? I bet it stands for Fry Noir. Just like your other cans. Two of you did art together. Now tell us what you know. Did art together. Ooh. FN means found nothing. After we come back, Meg told us all about you, Fry. But how you messed up and blamed her. It was her fault for playing dumb, not mine. Ooh, wow, nice bluff. I'm having a hard time believing you. It's a pretty bold bluff he's pulling. You kidding me? She asked me to come over that day twice. I bail her out, and then she turns around and spits in my face, calls me a liar. How'd you bail her out exactly? You know what? Forget it. I'm not saying another word to you. Rather talk to us now, you can stew this over in a jail cell. Your choice. She messed something up and she asked for help, I bet. Right, geez, you're real pushy, you know that? Look, Meg and I went to school together, took art classes and stuff. Got close, real close, but then she up and tells me she just wants to be friends. Oh. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So after graduating, we stayed friends, but kind of started drifting apart. Out of nowhere, I get some letter from her saying she changed her mind, talking about all her feelings for me. That's pretty sweet, right? Must meet up with the old room the day of the accident, around 1:50 p.m. So what happened next? Then the weird thing happens. Around 1 p.m. she calls me and asks me to go pick up a car brake pedal for her. So I did. Brought it to her around 1:30 p.m. It's all overjoyed and happy about it, too. And when I asked her about us and the letter, she acts like she had no idea what I was talking about. Do you believe that? She really used me. Just plays this sick joke that wants to act like I'm the one lying about it. I didn't want to let that slide. I just took those stupid breaks and... Sir, she paid for those brakes. So you didn't mess with the brakes in Bill's car? No, I didn't. And why take the credit? Apparently, some lady from there saw me leaving and decided to blame me for it. I decided to roll with it. People think I really killed a man and got away with it. Nobody wanted to mess with me. Did Meg tell you why she wanted the brakes? I didn't ask. She ordered them online, so I grabbed it. You still have it? I returned it. Money probably got refunded to her card. I don't have a use for a car brake, and just because she used me doesn't mean I gotta steal her stuff. I see. Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Noyle. Psha, whatever. Just get out here and leave me alone already. Huh. So what now? Got a new lead to follow up on. Let's check it out. Curious. Alright. There's our dispute. Interesting thing happened today. We paid a visit to the Fry Noyle. Claims that you asked him to pick up those car brakes for you just before the accident. You two got into a fight about something, and so he left with them. We didn't pick up those brakes. Tell us the truth. I feel like this was, in fact, an accident. She just mucked them up. Didn't communicate that fact to Bill. Bill got in his car and left, and the brakes went poof. Please, Meg, don't keep lying. It was an accident, I swear. Tell us what happened. It was me. I broke the brakes. I was under the steering wheel of the car, and I must have been putting my weight on the pedal. I thought it would be fine, but I ended up snapping the bridge in half. That's when I asked Fry for help. After he left with them, I tried using metal glue and tape to repair it temporarily. I didn't want a brake opening would be you should have told him. But then they failed when Bill tried to drive it. Was Bill aware of this? I was going to tell him, but he got back before I finished my brake. I didn't have a chance to tell him. The glue and tape must have come off while he was driving. I didn't get to explain what happened until after the crash. Hold on, if it was an accident, why didn't you tell the police that? My boss found out that I nearly killed a customer. I would have been fired for sure. Then he said she saw someone leaving the parking lot, and so that's who took the blame. Bill and I never told her the truth, just agreed to her side of the story. So Bill knew he was trying to protect you. The person leaving, was that Fry? He said he left at 1:30. How could the landlady have seen him? I don't know. Maybe he lingered around a bit. I was very upset about that stupid letter. I told him I didn't write it, but he didn't believe me. That was the last time we spoke. If you didn't write it, then who did? I don't know. It must have been a cruel prank. I'm really sorry about everything. Don't be. Bill should have told me. Detective, what do we do? I was really looking forward to catching the one who hurt my friend. Not like this. Assistant, I need you to do me a favor. Go back to the station with Meg. We're here to give us the full facts of this case. Am I under arrest? Just a routine procedure, as long as you'll come willingly. Cooperate and make sure this doesn't appear on your criminal record. Do that? I understand. I'll go. What about you? I'll keep investigating what we actually came here for. But as I said, hello. So we get to talk to Swift. Accidentally stamped the brakes. Nobody was informed about it. Yeah. Curious. I'm back, Miss Earl. I brought a guest with me. I was expecting you to. Detective Hunt called and told me what happened. But I told you this case was closed. I suppose we can worry about that later. Miss Kaneki, right? I'm Sue P. Earl. I'm the head clerk here. Do you want to come with me? I want to get the full story. Sure. Okay. Don't worry, Meg. Just tell the truth and everything will be fine. Well, I hope she'll be okay. Justy, you're back! Yeah, hey. Sophie, don't surprise me like that. Sorry, I'm just happy to see you. You solved the case. Keep going like this, you'll be a full detective before you know it. Thanks, but I wish you could have been there. This was your first case. Don't worry about it. Better be solved by you than let it go cold forever. But, no buts. I still have a bigger case to solve, so chin up. How things at the orphanage go? Did you and Red find anything on BG Turtles? No, nothing at all. Whatever's going on looks like the orphanage has nothing to do with it. I did some digging myself. What I could find, the charity could legally transfer the money, as long as it was agreed to by both the charity and the orphanage. Money would also need to be used within the confines of what's permissible for charity money. Specifically, it can't be used for the benefit of anyone at the charity or the orphanage. But I couldn't find anything on BG Turtles LLC itself. So where do we even go for here? Only we still had Chandra's proof. Well, why don't we try talking to her again? Ooh, Chandra? Yeah. Maybe she can point us in the right direction. It's worth a shot anyways. You got a point. Let's go. You wait in the interrogation room. I'll go grab Chandra. You just hanging out. Oh, alright. Hello. Hi. Good afternoon, Chandra. How you holding up? As far as I could be, given everything. Did you find out anything? Unfortunately not. We don't have much to go off of right now. All we have is your claim. Without any proof, we've got nothing. We thought you could help us. Oh, well, I'll help however I can. What do you want to know? I wanted to ask. Why exactly did you decide to steal half the money from the safe? Must have had a reason. I thought I went over this before, but I guess I can explain it again. Alright. Owen had me help him with the accounting work for the charity money. While I was going over the numbers, I learned that part of the money was missing. Dug further, that's when I was able to find the name BG Turtles LLC. The amount of money that was supposed to be in the safe wasn't there. Took half the money in the safe, it would make it obvious what the true amount was. And the Eubanks would be exposed for their theft. Chandra's second statement. That's pretty clever. So, how much money was supposed to be in the safe? Roughly 380,000 alms. That means the amount that was actually in the safe was 355,000 alms. 380. So 25,000 alms are missing. Wait, that's it. Sophie, the police recorded the amount of money in the safe, right? They should have. I'll go check with Sue. I need to confirm the fund-raised amount as well. Do you know where we might find a record of that? Well, the Eubanks should have it. Right. I doubt we'll get them to cooperate with us willingly. I don't think either of the Eubanks would be happy if we showed up at the estate again. Well, we could always try their office in the city. I'm sure they'd have records there. Good idea. Let's give that a shot then. Thank you for your help, Chandra. Good luck. I hate to keep bothering Chandra, but she's the only chance we have. Could the Eubanks really have stolen the money themselves? If so, then why? Maybe it's like Detective Hunt said, they do it because they can. Can't shake the feeling there's more to this story. Hey, Justy, I'm back. Sophie, what'd you find out? You were right. There were about 355,000 alms recovered from the safe money. Ah. Now we just have to find the Eubanks records and they'll have nothing to hide behind. You're all pumped up all of a sudden. It's just, we're seeing what Chandra went through with her firing and how much the orphanage means to Detective Hunt. Can't let all that be in vain. It's up to us to solve this case now. That's the spirit. I like this side of you, Justy. Anyways, let's head out. You can take the police cruiser. Why would we ever do that when we have Zephyr? Hang on, I still haven't recovered from the last time we wrote that. My head and stomach were spinning for the whole next day. Oh, come on, we'll get there so much faster. Just hold on to me, you'll be fine. But... needless to say, I hugged the ground as soon as we arrived. Just hold on tight. Alright. Wow. So this is Eubank Investments. Just as cold and dreary as I expected. at least hanging a painting or two. Excuse me, can I help you with something? Oh, I remember you. Ah! Why does everybody in this city sneak up on me? You're a daydreamer. We're with the Azure City Police. I'm Detective Sophie Swift, and this is my assistant, Justina Smith. Our assistant. Police officers, huh? Well, New Bank Investments is always happy to cooperate with the police. What can I assist you with, officers? This part, you might as well just hand me a badge. Well, you could start with your name. Oh, my apologies. How rude of me. My name is Lowell Ledger, Executive Assistant. Now, was there some reason for your visit? Here to investigate the Klaus charity. The work that New Bank Investments handles the fundraising. Klaus charity. I'm sorry, but you'll have to take up that matter with the president. President? Can we speak with him then? I'm afraid he's not here at the moment. He's a very busy man. Hang on a moment. We didn't come here just to be turned away. We suspect someone involved with this charity may have embezzled some of the money. We need to verify the amount that was raised. Surely you could help us with that. That is, if you have nothing to hide. Embezzlement, huh? Yes, I believe I can help you with that. One moment, please. I was certainly got him in the mood to cooperate. And then 3 burly security guards pop up. These men will show you to the door. What do you make of all this, Sophie? You really think that the Eubanks are hiding something? You saw Chandra's files. It's clearly something Mr. Eubank doesn't want us to know about. As for why, I'm not sure. Right now, we should confirm that Chandra's info is correct. You're right. By the way, about the accident case. I don't have much to say on it. I'm just glad you and Red were able to solve it. I just thought you should know. Your early investigation was invaluable to us. Without you, we wouldn't be able to track down Doughboy. That was what led us back to Meg in the first place. I should have figured all of it out on my own. Red trained me himself. He vouched for me to take on that car crash case. And I failed him. I failed Bill. And I failed myself. Ironically, you didn't fail because they... In a sense, Bill was complicit in covering up the truth himself. It's not true. You're a great detective. You are better than you give yourself credit for, girl, and Bill was actively covering up the truth himself. He knew. You could have arrested Fry as soon as you found him. I certainly would have. But you didn't. You even wrote why in the case file. Spoke with the primary suspect, Fry Noah. Said he broke the brakes and his motive was to gain street cred. As for details, refused to explain how he broke the brakes. Given how upfront he was about the motive and opportunity, not explaining the means is unusual. So let me believe he's lying and not our culprit. Other evidence, I have no grounds to keep Fry Noah as a suspect. Now tell me, were you honest when you wrote that? I was. You knew you did the right thing. Today, Bill told us, a lot of employers turn people down for a criminal record, no matter how small. You stop that. No matter what I think of him, he shouldn't be arrested for crimes he didn't commit. If you ask me, that makes you a great detective. Do you really mean it? I do. We're gonna prove it now. We'll crack this embezzlement case and reveal the Eubank secrets. I'm right here. Ah! Not again. How long's he been listening to us? Here's the file you so politely requested. Take a look. I assure you all of our dealings are above board. We'll see about that. Let's see. It's a pretty boring financial document. Thankfully, I'm pretty good at reading those. Total amount fund raised, 380,017 alms. Ooh. Mr. Ledger, are you absolutely certain that this is the correct amount? I can attest to its accuracy. If there's some sort of problem with that amount. Ooh, that is a very good question, actually, and we're going to leave that off here. Until next time. Until then.